This is my Kiwi Dream, a beautiful 1950s home nestled in the hills above Karaka Bay. With views that take your breath away, this clifftop property has been the loved home of one family for 60 years. Now, while endeavouring to keep to the integrity of the original design and keep to budget, I'm working with a team of experts to create a Kiwi Dream home. So far, we've completed the master bedroom and ensuite with an ocean view. Now, the lads out in the garden are preparing the way for another tub, the much anticipated outdoor spa from Hot Spring Spas. While the work continues, it's time for a catch up with Mike Pero to check the budget's financial pulse. I've been dreading having this conversation because I've been approving a few additional spends over the last week, one of them being the window extension in the master bedroom. I'm hopeful Mike can find some flexibility in my funding. We were renovating the master bedroom, and as you know, it's been my dream to be able to lie in bed and look across to Rangitoto. Well, we realised that the position of the bed to the windows, it wasn't going to work, and we'd need to extend the windows out, and I was under quite a lot of pressure. You'll see there is a window in the wall over there.
Yes, I see that.
Let me finish. And I was pressured to make a decision at the time, and so I thought, okay, we'll go with the window, even though it's not on the plans, not on the budget, and then I'll call my fairy godfather,
Great.
Mike, and say, Mike, is there any wriggle room? Do you think we could get a bit more?
Well, you remember the conversation we had about a week ago? Well, clearly you didn't, because you went ahead and did something without checking. Now, we did agree that we had a budget. Well, you know that, and you've just blown the budget, so you've gone over the top here, Evie, so this is going to create some problems. So we may have to, well, we're going to have to compromise, or we're going to have to do something very smart to get rid of some extra costs there that you've incurred on our behalf.
Is there any way that we could keep the window and keep everything else in the plans as well?
We're going to have to do something. You know, you only got X dollars and you've got a task, and we budgeted down to the last dollar, remember? Then, yeah, you've gone and blown it.
This early?
Yeah, this early. So if we continue to go off track like that, you've got a problem. And, yeah, we've got to address it right now.
So there might be some wriggle room?
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go away and work on it and see what I can come up with, but it's not looking good. And I just ask one little favour. Over the next week and here forward, you stick to it. And when people come up with these great ideas, that's all well and good, and I can see why you did it. What a beautiful view, but stick to the budget for next week at least. Promise.
Yes, Mike. Wow, that was a grilling. I'll think twice from here before approving any costs, that's for sure. My budget is in real trouble. I only hope Mike Pero can come back to me with some extra finance options. I'm potentially $32,500 over budget, but that depends on the results of the dig. If the concrete foundation walls don't go all the way down, I'm digging myself into a financial hole.
Mike, it seems like we've got a bit of a problem here. The concrete doesn't go all the way to the ground, mate.
Right, mate. Hey, look, I'll give the engineer a call and give him a rundown on it, and then I'll get hold of Evie and give her the news.
Regardless of what the engineer has to say, we've gone past the point of no return in this space. The acro props from HireQuip remain in place in case these bollards are holding up the house. There's no danger to the guy from Lowry Concrete Cutters or the other boys, but it's still a nervous moment removing these giant concrete support blocks while we wait for the engineer's report of their structural significance. Meanwhile, out in the garden with the Natural Habitats crew, at least something is going to plan. Wow, it's coming together.
Hi, yeah, it is. Yeah, finally moving again.
You're putting all the rough side up.
Yeah, we've flipped this one here because I don't want to see any of that nice flat side. I want to see this rough, recycled side.
And they're all bolted in?
They are. They're bolted down, and then we've got the white shell will come in, and that'll really lift it, and it'll flatten it all off too.
I'm a bit worried about the shell. It's not going to go everywhere, is it?
No, it's going to actually lock in between these beams. It might kick a little over the surface, but no, it's going to be nice and flat. It's going to really soften up once we get the planting through here, and a bit of planting through here. We get some furniture, and then there's a big Corten steel fire. Remember we talked about the fire? That's going right there. Obviously your spa. And Yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out.
I'm loving what you've done with this view. Those islands prepared earlier. Looks superb.
So we took out a fair bit of shrubbery just so you could see my islands. I made that myself.
At last, under the house, things are going just a little my way. The engineer's report has come back on just how important those concrete bollards were. Seems they were not holding up the house after all. Phew! Just as well, really, because the boys from National Personnel have been having a smashing time fast turning them into ex-concrete bollards. The engineer also advised that because the new walls are butting directly up against clay, we have the potential for a hydrostatic situation. In other words, potentially trapped water. It means, before any concreting can happen, I need to install a high-tech Volclay waterproofing system.
Hey Adrian, how's it going?
I'm good, thanks, Mike. Nice to meet you. Yes, yep.
How are we looking here?
Excellent. Yep, the application has been absolutely perfect.
Beauty.
Yep. No, the product's ideal for this situation.
Great. So how does it work?
You're probably going to end up with a hydrostatic situation. It's got granules inside the matting that are 300,000 years old. So it's actually a natural product. So as moisture hits it, it will hydrate, expand, and just fill any fizzes or cracks that may be appearing, hence stopping water ingress.
And I see you've got a drainage system behind that also?
Yes, the drainage system allows the water to track around to one exit area that takes the majority of the water away.
It's had the big tick off then?
It certainly has had the big tick off, and
Great.
you can go ahead and pour the floor.
After the break, it's concrete, concrete and more concrete. And later, here comes our fabulous spa. Oh, where's the hose?